Hello and welcome to Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton. Today we're going to talk about Boy Scouting. With us right now we have Alex Marburger. You are the marketing coordinator for the Hooked on Scouting promotion that's coming up, right?
Yes.
Thank you for being here. And Sal Frankie, you are the Harvest District Executive. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Tell us how Boy Scouting started, Sal.
Back in the early 1900s, a gentleman by the name of Powell, he was in London, and he got sort of turned around and got lost in the city there. And a young man in a Boy Scout uniform came along and showed him where to go, and it sort of inspired him to bring scouting to the United States.
And I think when we were talking earlier, we're saying that scouting has been here in America for 106 years, 1910, is that right?
That's correct.
Wow. What is the mission of scouting, Alex?
The mission of scouting is to help youth learn leadership skills as well as other life skills. You see a difference in the kids in school, in the classroom. I've heard personally from my son's teacher, you know, he's quite the little leader. He always listens, and you know, when things go awry, he's the first one to get the kids back in line. And I attribute all of that to him being into Cub Scouts and now into Boy Scouts.
Okay. Well, this promotion that's coming up on October 1st, and that's a Saturday, it's called Hooked on Scouting. Tell me about this.
Well, Hooked on Scouting is a pilot program that was rolled out in several other councils in the United States and has brought as much as 200% membership growth.
Wow.
So this year, with the leadership of Matthew Adams, our Scout executive, we decided as a council to try this event, and we're looking to be able to provide each new boy in the Cub Scout age from kindergarten through 5th grade a brand new fishing rod with a tackle box.
I think it's right there.
Here.
That's great.
Yeah, with a paid registration.
That's excellent. So the age for Cub Scouts is what now?
The ages for Cub Scouts is 6 through 11 years old, and that's basically 1st through 5th grade. But we also have a new program coming out called Lion Scouts, which is our new kindergarten pilot program, which are for 5-year-olds, kindergartners.
Wow. Get them young and get them started learning these life skills, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the Lion Cub program isn't as detail-oriented as the traditional Cub Scouts. It's a little bit more hands-on for the parents, not so many meetings. So it's not like an every Monday night or whatever kind of meeting. It's once a month, but they still go on adventures and they still do different things that introduce them into what the Cub Scout program is all about.
Okay. Well, the Hooked on Scouting is going to be so much fun. Tell us how this is going to break down. It's a Saturday, once again, October 1st, and I think it's 3 different locations. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
The 3 locations are Muddy Run, which is in the southern Lancaster County. And then we have Grub Lake, which is in the Hempfield area, Ironville Pike, and then Stover's Dam, which is up in the Lebanon County area.
Okay. So the way the day breaks down, what, 10 o'clock? Is that when you show up for registration?
So, yes. It's going to go from 10 to 1, and basically that time period we will have stands set up so that they can actually learn tying of knots, identifying fish, all the basics of fishing in case that child has never fished before. So that we're not just handing them a fishing pole and say, you know, go try it out.
Right.
We'll actually give them a little bit of a training course first, and we actually have some of our leaders that were trained by the PA Fish and Game, so that they're very hands-on, and they know how to train these boys and the parents as to how to work a fishing rod. And then once that they've gone through all the different stations, they're free to go fish at the lake.
Okay, so that starts about 1 o'clock until what?
Dusk.
Dusk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it starts about from 10 to 1, and then what's great about it is that it's a family affair. So mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, brother, sister, cousin can come down and have a great time with the new boy that's joining scouting, and we're looking forward to being there.
So I think you're kind of talking about this kind of like a test drive.
Yes.
Is that right? Explain.
Yes. So whichever pack that they choose to join in their local area, their different school district or church or wherever it may be that pack meets, they can join with that pack, And then once they're officially registered, that's when they'll receive the fishing pole. And then they're invited to come out to the fishing derby on October 1st.
Okay.
So, and they'll get to, socialize with other kids in their school at that lake, and different packs in case the pack that they found is quite suitable to them. They want a different meeting night. Those are all things that they can discover on beascout.org, as well as, talking to those leaders of that pack or even at that given lake site.
Okay. There's so much that goes on with being a scout, isn't it? What really sticks out to you as something really exciting and important that you've seen over the years?
Well, for me, as a scout, as a youth, I remember being out in the playground with with some friends, and things were a little unruly. And my brother was coming home from school and saw me and came up to me, and he was a scout. And my scout leader at that time, he says to me, "You need to get off the streets and get into scouting. It's a great way to be able to get kids into a program where leadership, not only within your family, but also within the community, to give back to the community and be someone who's going to be a good citizen."
Yeah. Alex, what about you?
For me as a youth, it was about the Pinewood Derby. I mean, what kid doesn't love a Pinewood Derby? But I heard about my friends in the neighborhood. They're all working with their dads to build these cars, and I'm like, I want to do that. But my mother being a single parent, she was like, I don't know how to build a car. So we kind of recruited the neighbors to help me build a car. Right. And that was what it was all about for me, was competing in the Pinewood Derby, which is a tradition with Cub Scouts, but it kind of goes to a broader level where we have packs that compete in a Pinewood Derby, and then we take it to a district level where all the different packs get to compete against each other. Which is really cool.
Yeah,
but so cool. For me, it was all about the racing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It hooks you on something,
yes,
right?
Yes, yes.
That's right.
But then, of course, through that, I learned leadership skills and to be a good citizen and do a good turn daily and to give back to society and a lot of community service hours that we do.
Yeah, that sounds great. We're going to put the website up on the screen. You can find out more about the Hooked on Scouting event that's coming up, scouting, and all kinds of things on the website, right, Alex?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, that's excellent. Well, we're going to take a brief pause, and we come back. We're going to find out who's going to actually be at some of these lakes. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. Welcome back to Behind the Lines. We're talking about Boy Scouting and specifically a fun promotion that's coming up, Hooked on Scouting, for Cub Scouts October 1st on Saturday. With us right now, we have from Fun 101, we have Dennis Mitchell. Mornings.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us.
It's great to be here.
And we have Heather Contrastan. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, thank you.
And you are with the Horseshoe Trail District. You're the executive there.
Correct.
What is that area?
The area that I cover is northern Lancaster County and Lebanon County.
Okay, and what do you do?
I basically am the representative for the Boy Scouts of America, kind of reaching out to all of our volunteers. So I'm assisting them in all of their daily activities, whether it's fundraising, running a troop, running a pack, kind of the go-between the volunteer and the organization.
That sounds great. Well, Dennis, you're here for a couple of reasons. First of all, you were a Cub Scout.
I was a Cub Scout.
Yay!
I was in the program all the way up through Webelos.
Ah.
So started as a Cub, and then was it a bear and a wolf next? Wolf and a bear?
Okay.
You tell me. I forget. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, yeah, okay. And you're also going to be there at the locations, Stover's Dam in Lebanon is where one of the fishing locations is going to be. And with the station, you're going to be there doing a remote from 10 a.m. till 12 noon.
Broadcasting live.
This is going to be a lot of fun, isn't it?
It will. It will. I love fishing, and so it's going to be exciting for me just to watch kids that haven't had any experience or not very much experience learn this life skill. It's a life skill.
It is a life skill. And maybe when you're done with the remote, maybe you can even fish for a little bit.
I would love to do that.
That would be great,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
yeah.
What do you think you really learned from being a Cub Scout or the whole scouting program?
Scouting, to me, taught me a lot of things that I still use today. I mean, I can remember when I was a scout, one of the very first times I ever volunteered, did any sort of volunteer work, was through scouting. And we actually adopted an elderly gentleman at a retirement home. And so we would, as a pack, we would go to see him on a weekly basis, and he just became family to us.
Wow.
So that was really cool. Mm-hmm. Even as a kid, I mean, that was really neat. And then, life skills like learning to whittle with a knife and make fires and go camping, things I do with my kids now.
Yeah, and you forged a lot of relationships there too, didn't you?
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Some that I'm still friends with today.
Wow. That's very cool. Now, your son was also a Cub Scout too. So what did you see with him in the scouting program?
I think for me, coming from a mom's perspective, was the leadership skills, the citizenship that he learned, personal fitness, just getting outdoors and doing fun activities in a safe environment.
You are holding what they're going to get, right? So
I am.
reiterate that in case someone's just joining us.
Actually, all the new boys that actually join with our organization will receive a fishing pole, and then they are invited out to our October 1st fishing day. We have different locations around, Lancaster and Lebanon counties. So it's an exciting time to join scouting.
Yeah. Well, there's always so much activity going on with scouting, and one of the things.
Yes, we also have our Trails End, and it is our popcorn fundraiser, one of our biggest fundraisers for the Boy Scouts. It's a great time for the boys to get out there and meet different people in their neighborhood. But it is one of our biggest fundraisers, and it is starting now.
Yeah. So I think what's September, is it 9th through?
Yes.
Okay.
And it basically runs through the end of the year.
All right. So where and how do we find this popcorn? I mean, do we see you out and about?
You will. You'll see the boys out and about, and hopefully they'll be out in their neighborhood as well.
Yeah, I know I've gone to various stores and you see them out front, and they're learning skills of actually selling and promoting and that sort of thing too.
That's right.
Do you remember doing any of that?
I think we had something called Tom Watson kits. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, I think that was.
So what was that?
It was a kit filled with all sorts of things you could sell. It wasn't just one item in particular, but it's been replaced by the popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know when you get involved in scouting like this, I mean, I was a Girl Scout, so I remember some things. Sometimes you feel a little bit stretched from your comfort zone with maybe some of the activities or something that you haven't done. Do you remember anything in particular?
Yeah, selling door to door was one of those things where it definitely stretched you from your comfort zone, but it made you a better person in the long run. I mean, that's something that everybody needs to learn how to do.
Yeah. Yeah, the scouting program really develops character. Talk a little bit more about the mission of scouting, Heather.
Well, our mission is to instill in the boys character development, leadership skills, personal fitness is a big thing for us now. Giving them the sense of pride in themselves that they can do something, tackle a job, whatever it might be. It's the smallest thing.
Yeah.
But those leadership skills, I think, are very important.
Well, look at this age group, too, specifically for Cub Scouts. We're talking about 6 to 11. That's an interesting age because you're talking about first grade, up through 5th? Or
Correct.
5th grade. I mean, this is a real fundamental time. And I think this program that's going to be new, the Lion Scout for the
Yes.
5-year-olds is great. Tell me a little bit more about that pilot program.
It is a pilot program in our area, and it reaches out to the kindergartners, so we can kind of capture them maybe at a younger age, because in today's society, there's sporting events, there's all kind of things that the boys can choose to do, spend time with, and so we're hoping that we can reach them a little bit younger and get them excited in the program, and then they'll continue on.
Yeah, that's great. What would you say to somebody who's watching, maybe a parent or even a child that's watching, about becoming a scout? Dennis?
Just that you learn so much that you're going to use later on in life. It really is a whole life set of skills that you learn the whole way through, all the way up to Boy Scouts.
Yeah, and it is a family affair. I know this event is too. So when we get everybody together on Saturday, October 1st, and once again, the locations, just so if you're watching, you can find out what's nearest to you. In Lancaster, it's going to be Muddy Run and Lake Grub, and then in Lebanon, where you guys are going to be, is at Stover's Dam.
Correct.
So bring out the family. The family can be a part of this because it's really kind of test driving it, right, Heather?
Absolutely, and our whole mission in scouting is it is a family organization. Any pack meet, any troop, you bring your family. We want the family involved.
Okay, and then at 10 o'clock, when you can come out and register till noon, you're going to hear Dennis
That's right.
on Fun 101.
We will be telling people, come on out, bring your fishing rods, bring everybody you know, bring your friends, bring your family, and enjoy a great day of fishing.
Yeah, and come up and find you wherever you are, right?
That's
and
right.
Say hi, because maybe you can go fishing with them a little bit
Absolutely,
later, too.
I would love to.
And maybe swap some fish tales about scouting, too, right?
Yes.
Once again, we're going to put the website up on the screen. You can find out about Hooked on Scouting, about the event, and about scouting, too. Stay with us. We've got more to come. Welcome back to Behind the Lines, Hooked on Scouting. We're talking about Cub Scouts and Scouting, period, and the big event going on Saturday, October 1st. Sal Frankie has joined us again, and you are the Harvest District Executive if you're just joining us. And from FM 97 in afternoons, Damian Rhodes, thanks for being here.
You're welcome, Diane. We go way back. So
we go way back.
Awesome for you to invite me.
Yeah, it's great for you to be here. Boy, this is going to be so much fun. Tell me about the area that you're a part of, the Harvest.
The area that I cover is the school district of Lancaster, Hempfield, Manheim Township, Manheim Central, Donegal School District, Columbia, and also Elizabethtown. So
Okay.
pretty nice, the 283 corridor, basically,
All right.
going up to Harrisburg area. So.
That sounds great. So the two of you are going to be positioned at Lake Grub, which I really love too. That's right near where I'm at. That's going to be a lot of fun. So Damian, you're going to be there from 10 till 12, and you're going to be broadcasting, right?
Yeah, we're going to be there. The event goes from 10 to 1 is the registration period. You can come out with the family, get yourself registered, and then of course you can fish till dusk that night.
That's correct.
But we're going to be there from 10 till noon, broadcasting live. We'll have our broadcast equipment out there. We'll have a lot of music. You know, people want to dance while they're out there.
Yeah.
We'll have the prize wheels to try your hand at winning some awesome prizes that we'll be bringing along as well, and just a chance to kind of mingle, hang out, and just hang out with my man Sal here.
Yeah. You like to fish, don't you?
I do. I actually, as I get older, I actually did deep sea fishing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a whole new level though. You know, when you
Yeah,
look
right.
out, there's no land.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's definitely something that requires a lot of patience. You know, you're not going to catch fish right away.
Right.
But it is a lot of fun, and it's something cool that you can do. Like it's a good father-son bonding thing. I myself was not in the Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts, but I had a lot of friends that were, and I almost feel like I kind of missed out because the friends of mine that were in it, you know, they had a lot of fun doing the fishing, the camping. Making good friendships too that last a lifetime. I feel like there's a lot of bad stuff in the world today. So this is a great opportunity to do something fun, to gain some really good friendships, and just get some core values
Yeah.
and just learn how to be a good person.
Well, he could certainly join as a volunteer
Yes.
if he likes. So we can have a conversation about that.
And maybe he can be an honorary scout on
That
the
would
day
be
of.
fantastic.
That would be great.
That's
wouldn't
correct.
When do I get my rod, Sal?
As soon as you show up, then sign up.
it? And speaking of the rod, this is what they get, right?
This is something that we are so excited about. It gives the boys an opportunity to have ownership. They can take care of it. They're going to be so excited to get it. They get a tackle box with it, and then at the event, they're going to learn how to use it, how to bait a hook, how to tie knots, how to identify fish. Just a bunch of other great things at this event.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Once again, it is Saturday, October 1st, so it's coming up too. And there are a lot of stories with this, and I know you've been doing this for a while. What I think is so great about scouting too, it's so all-inclusive, isn't it, Sal?
That's correct. Baden-Powell, you know, when he brought scouting to America 106 years ago, had young men like a friend of mine named Addison, who is a special needs scout who is going for his Eagle Scout in the next few years. And he's someone that I know for some time, and it's really inspired him, and he inspires me as a child with special needs to be able to continue going forward and then learning these skills, enjoying himself, camping, just being one of the boys.
Yeah, that's excellent. It really, really is. So tell me, how big are the scouting troops in the area?
Well, I mean, they vary from obviously smaller packs of maybe just a handful, maybe a dozen, all the way up to actually the troop that Addison is in has almost 90 scouts in it.
Really?
So there's different, it varies. It can go from small to large, but what's great is that scouting is universal across the line, the same material, the same sort of leadership skill training. So all the boys get the same program going forward. You know, little tweaks here and there, but for the most part, the same program going across the board so that everybody gets the same instruction.
So when we talk about the program, if audience is new to scouting, you meet what, once a week? Is that
Yeah,
right?
you know, our kindergarten program will meet once a month, but for the most part, they meet every week. Whether in the Cub Scouts is den meetings is usually 2 to 3 times a month, and then they have a pack meeting. And then the troops, which are the older scouts, they'll meet every week for their troop meetings. Yeah.
So give me an overview of what you could expect to experience in a year's time, because I know the different seasons bring different activities.
That's correct. Well, obviously summer camp is the biggest thing. You know, we offer at our 2 camps Up in Indiantown Gap, we have Camp Bayshore, which is for our older Boy Scouts. And then in the lower Lebanon County, Camp Mac is for our Cub Scouts. There's summer camp, and then during the fall, it's new Scouts joining for Cub Scouts, getting excited. Also, you know, they have the opportunity to go on trips, just get together with their dens, begin great, awesome activities, merit badge, a lot of reward there. Also, our popcorn event allows them to get out into the community. There's service projects. Then in the spring, there's huge award ceremonies called Blue and Gold banquets, where they receive their yearly awards and merits. It's great stuff happening. And then the older boys, their Court of Honor, where they also receive some great awards and recognitions as well.
It's great to see your passion with this.
Thank you.
And I think that passes on to the boys that become a part of the scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. So you've seen a lot with your friends. You said your sister was also involved too.
Yeah, she was a brownie, and then she was a Girl Scout. So of course, you know, she had to do the selling the Girl Scout cookies.
Of course.
I love my Thin Mints, man.
Me too.
You and me both. That's my favorite. My man Sal.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
You know, and again, it was a lot of making the friendships and friendships that will last your lifetime. And I think, you know, and I think whether it's Girl Scouts, whether it's brownies, whether it's Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, it's a chance, at least nowadays too, to get kids out of the house, you know, get them away from the video games.
Right. And experience, you know, like you were saying, these life skills that really translate into everything, right, Sal?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I grew up on the streets of Brooklyn, and scouting was able to keep me out of that, besides my faith, but more, if anything, scouting, you know, getting me connected to my older brother, who was my scout leader, and just continue just growing, you know, with sometimes you look at life and you say, but today, you know, married to an awesome woman for almost 22 years, college graduate, you know, just these things came from scouting. So just how to be a great citizen and a good servant.
That's excellent. We're going to put up on the screen the website. We can find out about this promotion that's coming up once again Saturday, October 1st, Hook on Scouting. Find out more about the scouting program. And you can see these two at Lake Grub. They'll be out there too. And this is just wonderful. I'm so glad that we're a part of this and that we can talk about it. So we encourage everybody to join. Thank you so much for taking time.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today too. I'm Diane Dayton with Behind the Lines, and remember, keep looking behind the lines. You might be surprised what you find.